Hi everyone. I am going to do Cancer reading this is for December into January. So these energies will carry you all the way to the end of January, depending. And sometimes I'll see things that will come up in the reading that I think like that, well, that's going to be like spring. But I'll let you know as we go. Uh, I am going to do Cancer right now. So if you have Cancer placements, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Jupiter, if there's something in your chart, I have a placement in my chart that's not one of my big three, but it always resonates because it's my final dispositor. So without teaching you about final dispositors, if you feel like one other sign's reading that's not part of your big three always resonates for you, that's probably why. This is great also if you have moon near your ascendant, and you can also just kind of look to the house that the moon rules to get more like understanding about all of that in case this is the first time you are watching me. If you join the channel, we talk a lot about all that stuff. And I'm live every weekend that you can ask, or you can ask in the chat right now as this is going to be a premiere. All right. So let's get started for Cancer, December and January. I have the Hierophant, the Six of Cups, and the Ace of Swords. It's in reverse. This is the Dreamweavers deck, I believe. You know, this Hierophant is very, very specific. She has three faces. It's kind of an ominous background, right? And there's some sternness. And if I could show you this any closer, this face has a little bit more age, and then there's two other ages on these faces. It's a little younger and even younger than that. When I have that and the Six of Cups, the Hierophant is the Taurus card, right? But also the Hierophant can be, in the Light Seers deck, we see it as like a pathway to enlightenment. It can be spirituality. In this deck, it's more of what are the rigid rules that you need to break from? What do you need to deconstruct? And so with the Six of Cups here, with the childhood healing or possible soulmate card, and we're going to look into that a little deeper. I'm going to clarify these. You could be already deconstructing things. This could be working towards some healing. You know, Cancer's cardinal, it's not fixed, but still Cancers can be stubborn, right? We know that. I will admit to that. And so sometimes we have rigid rules about things or people or whatever. And some of those like are good ethical rules. Some of them are boundaries. And sometimes we're just being rigid because that's what's kept us safe in the past. And every once in a while we have to re-examine what we need as rigid rules when we've made ourselves safe in other ways. And that doesn't have to be our go-to safety mechanism, coping mechanism. So let's get some, I'm going to use the Modern Witch Tarot. And let's clarify this Hierophant. Also really interested in, I mean, if I was just to take these three, I would say, what are you deconstructing? What kind of healing is going to let in soulmate or bring you closer to the soulmate that you're already in proximity to? And that Ace of Swords upside down, this Ace of Swords, again, very interesting card. She's ready to go. She is shielded. She knows that she's come across, you know, thundery, rainy weather before. And so she's walking, even though it's an air sign, it seems that she is walking on the water, like through her emotions, prepared for a rainy day and prepared for battle. Now, that could be because it's a premonition. Ace of Swords is usually that epiphany, that claircognizance that hits you, that all of a sudden you have a thought and you're like, I don't know why I know that, but I feel like I have to trust that I know that. And Cancers are famous for their claircognizance, right? We have her upside down here. Either you're letting down your defenses about something that's coming in other words, You may be somebody who just got some information either through a download personally through your own intuition or just getting some information. But usually when it's the ace, it's metaphysically driven. It is the download. It is the hit, the intuition, as we say. I think where normally your beautiful Cancerian self would have gone in, of course, with that umbrella is perfect, right? And protect yourself and everyone around it. I think that maybe what you're deconstructing is the need to save. So there could be somebody here that you've been trying to save, deconstructing what that means, how that affects your worth. Yeah. And maybe in deconstruction and this epiphany that everyone is not yours to save. And I know you know that already, Cancer, but like there's always nuances, right, to everything. So like everybody's not ours to save, but I'm going to hold space for this person. But when it's holding space, also keeping out anything else that is supposed to come your way. And I know that, you know, what's yours will be yours in the end. Sometimes if we want to speed things up, oh, that's very interesting. I don't know how to take that, so we're gonna take it sideways. Yeah, it would have landed this way, but my Yeti not been in the way. Okay, so for the Hierophant, the clarification is an upright Ace of Swords. So you have been deconstructing based on like something that happened. You had the oh my God moment. Like that's been in my way. This is not, you know, healthy for me, whatever it is. We have the Page of Cups. There's either an apology here or there's a small offering. I also see Page of Cups as like somebody who really likes you and holds it back, but they'll give you little compliments. Like they could be thinking about like how much they want to take you out, and either you're with someone, they're with somebody, but they'll always be like, you know, nice shoes. You're the funniest person I know. It's like little smaller gestures. The page. It can also be an apology. And then we got the sun upside down. The deconstructing you're doing, Cancer, right now is probably coming after a prolonged period of either feeling a little alone, a little sad. And Cancer knows how to like hunker down and get quiet with themselves. They know how to do that, right? The sun upside down, though, feels like there's been not a lot to celebrate. It feels like the hits may have been coming, and especially for sure, if you are a later degrees Cancer, it would feel like the hits are coming with Pluto opposing you and the nodes squaring right now. Thank God for that Aries North node, because it's probably the only saving grace in for those late degree Cancer people right now. And in the beginning of October, end of September, you would have also had Mars. Ooh. Mars in Libra conjunct the South Node, which would have felt like, depending on what house it's in, would have felt like getting cut, getting severed from something, and feeling like maybe a pattern you thought that you already deconstructed from, that you already dealt with in your life, came back and stung you, poked you again. With this, there's an aha moment. So I feel a prolonged, you may have had a smile on your face publicly, but inside you may have been in a little bit of quiet pain, because also, you know, you really could have felt like you dealt with those patterns before. You really could have felt like, I'm no longer accepting this behavior. And you might have declared it proudly to like put a warning sign out for everyone that wanted to get like under that shell with you. You know, I'm no longer doing that. I'm not a rehab for humans, right? And so you may have suffered a little bit in silence, and you're deconstructing more. And there could have been a sense of disappointment. Like, I thought that part was over. Um, and now we have this apology, this epiphany. So Cancers, you may have somebody you feel like you need to apologize for something that you didn't think that you needed to. You didn't think that you needed to apologize for maybe a couple of months ago. Maybe you couldn't see it until you deconstructed. You may not have been able to like see the thing that maybe was contributing to some kind of relationship. I don't know that I feel that this is love. It could be potential love, but it also could be family or friends. That is a lot. Bottom of the deck, the Chariot, your card. There's a lot of movement after feeling really stuck, and that's the good news. I feel like after feeling really stuck for a long time, there's going to be all of a sudden movement. And you know, there is a full moon in your sign that is sextiling Jupiter December 27th. The sun will be at 5 degrees. The full moon in Cancer will be at 5 degrees, and Jupiter in Taurus sextiling will be at 5 degrees. It'll be 2 days after Christmas if you celebrate that. This could be really when that opportunity to mend this, because the deconstruction comes with a desire to mend something and may not know how to approach it. And it could be weighing on you. All right, let's. Ooh, that's 6. Okay, we're looking at this beautiful 6 cups now, right? Now, this very well could be friendship or just childhood healing. It can also be a childhood healing that brings in a soulmate. The first card that popped out is the 10 of Swords. I'm fine. I'm laying here in pain, pretending to be okay, scrolling on my phone, posting on social media, pretending everything is fine. I think that you are not doing that. Whether you've stopped sharing your like current, what you're thinking, what you're feeling, memes, that kind of stuff, or pretending to post stuff that's funny and light if you're not feeling funny and light. But you're so close to the end of something, and I really feel like all this deconstruction, I don't think this first scenario that we have that maybe possibly needs an apology, something you may have been stubborn or rigid on, I don't actually think that has to do with, I think this is another person that might be soulmate that you could be opening the door to. But I think that the coming off of this rigid place, or the deconstruction, or even the energy, the offering of the apology, even if the apology is not accepted, I feel like the offering of the understanding, the offering, the gesture to mend the fence is going to energetically open up something within you that then, because you know we're antennas, we attract to us, right? And we can't just attract by words. Sure, there's a lot of manifestations, 369s. People swear that work, and they probably do work for some people, but the vibration of our body, what we're actually feeling, that is a big part of what we're attracting in. Wheel of Fortune, a change, a shift. I love this. Okay. First, we have the Page of Cups. Now we have the Knight of Cups. So there's a maturing. Now, Knight of Cups came out in reverse, right? So this Knight of Cups I find to be a tiny bit more humble. The horse's head is kind of in that bowed position, and we're moving, but not as fast as some of the other knights that we've seen for the Knight of Cups, right? In reverse, this still feels like, I think that you will feel the shift. I don't know that you will be ready. to, I think it may take a little longer than you want it to. I think you're going to have your epiphany. You're going to feel the shift. You're going to open up your eyes or your heart to this other person. And I think that in Cancer expectation land, and as a Cancer, I'm saying this, so you can leave me a comment if you want. I don't blame you, but I'm going to say it anyway. I said what I said. In Cancer expectation land, this may not, once you have moved, once you stop going sideways and you start going forward as the crab, I don't know that it's going to move as fast as you would like it to move. So it could still feel like, why aren't they saying anything to me? I made it very clear. What is that? I think it's Working Girl when she's like, I've made it clear that I'm receptive to an offer and I've cleared my calendar for June. It's Sigourney Weaver, right? Like, what a Cancerian thing to say. I've made it very clear I'm receptive to an offer. Let's check this Ace of Swords. Okay. I'm going to give it a big shuffle. Yeah. There's a lot of shift here. I love this beautiful Six of Cups, the Ten of Swords. You've stopped some bad habits, right? Like, we think about the Devil card. A lot of people want to think Devil card represents a person. It's our own bad habits. And normally, how can we be more disciplined in changing whatever the habit is? Capricorn knows how to be disciplined, right? And so I feel like the Devil card is the card that's missing here. I feel like this is a lot about whatever your bad habits were. Okay. Okay. Temperance and Ten of Wands, both in reverse on this Ace of Swords. You are no longer trying to overcorrect and balance somebody else's stuff to balance. Confirmation that this Ace of Swords is about, normally when you would get that hit, get that piece of information, you would feel and you would take the stress on and you would take the energy on and maybe the distraction. Cardinal signs have a thing with distraction. Usually well-meaning, albeit, but still. You have a thing with taking that on. I don't think you're taking it on. Temperance came up in Aries reading yesterday for that was on the members only, the extended reading. So if you're a member, you know what I'm talking about. And it came out in reverse also. This is 2 tens and the Wheel of Fortune. So we have, my gosh, 3 tens on the table. There's a lot of closing chapters here. And that's what's going to cause the shift in a good way. I know that Temperance is a Sagittarian card, but it is so, when we have Temperance, it's an overcorrection. So if somebody can't do or won't do for themselves, the Cancer is going to run in and try to overcorrect and balance everything out and show them how, or just take care of it for them. And for me, this looks like that is over, because that keeps you, every time you get a hit, someone's going to do that thing. Someone's going to fall into their bad habits, whatever. I can feel it. It's coming. Right. And then you go and overcorrect and you carry the burden. But now we are not doing any of that. I did not like that Ace of Swords, and I really, in reverse. And that Ace of Swords is a little, to begin with, I really didn't like it in reverse, especially for a very intuitive Cancer. But now the rest of the cards, now I love it, because it means these are things we are no longer doing. This deconstructing is so personal. We have the ultimate maturity in cards. I don't know that I've ever been this happy in a reading as a reader. it's a little dorky and it's a little nerdy. It's a little tarot nerdy, all right? But in that first card for the Hierophant, we got the Page of Cups. Then the Knight of Cups came out. So guess what came out for this last card? The King of Cups, and he's in the MFing upright. This is a beautiful maturity. This is the slow and steady that wins the race, especially in cups. Like all of my water sign friends and to myself, when I feel something with somebody, I'd be like, pull it back, slow it down. Because when cups go too fast, I want you to think about like the difference between a tidal wave coming at you or the water that, I don't know why I just said that like I'm from New Jersey, the water that carves the Grand Canyon, right? That is whew. Or right, like water that just moves, like a little wave pool or a jacuzzi, right? That nice and slow. I make the dorkiest analogies, but water is something you want to come in nice and slow and mature, because when somebody comes at you with this Knight of Cups in the upright too fast, it's the love bombing that never works out. Or as much as I love a king cup, walk in straight out the gate with nothing before as the King of Cups. And you know, as a Cancer, sometimes we can attract that energy. I've certainly experienced that. Maybe one day in a members only discussion or video or something, I will play a game with, guess how many times I've been proposed to. It's a Cancer thing, right? So sometimes we get people to walk in and be like, oh my God, marry me, right? And sometimes they say it kidding around. Sometimes they actually say it like pretty fast. And that could be a little like, that's too fast. So this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I am excited for you, Cancers. And just, you know, I do a meditation prior to my Cancer readings because I found out I had to. This is not for me. This is for my community. If I want to read for myself, I can do that. Or I can have a friend. I can have a metaphysical friend read for me. So I am making sure that this is your reading. I love this. So we have King of Cups. This is the mature energy of a king. And if this isn't a person coming in, right? Slowly, if this is not you, I think this is actually, these cups are you. And this means the deconstructing, the masterclass in attachment, all the things that are so important for a Cancerian to have like healthy relationships that benefit them and not just the other person. I could not be happier. And at this full moon with a sextile to Jupiter, hell yeah. Okay. Not doing these things anymore. Not feeling like I got the hit, so now I have to go save all the people and distract from what I'm supposed to be doing for myself. And also, this King of Cups is the most mature, what you can give without thrusting it on everybody and not without attaching your sense of worth to how much you can love somebody out of whatever they need overcorrection for. My Lord. And this all has to do, and doesn't it always? I'm sorry. There's a reason that I wanted to focus all of my practice on being trauma informed, because quite honestly, how we have conversations, the physical feelings we feel when we are triggered by anything close to our childhood, the way that we food shop, the way that we decide to eat or not eat, how we conduct ourselves in love relationships, how we value ourselves, absolutely all connected to that early childhood environment. And at the center of the entire reading, that Six Cups, we deconstructed, we did some inner child healing, we called in, ring the bell, calling in soulmate, that it's going to be. The other card that might be missing is the Two of Cups, Venus and Cancer, that reciprocity, that giving and getting what you give. Oh, I do not feel like it was easy to get here, Cancer, but I'm excited because the next time I do, except for the extended Cancer, so the extended Cancer reading will be up on the members only by Friday. I will put the poll up. But if you're not a member and you're just interested in the extended reading, I know a lot of other readers do this. They'll make it available, like on Vimeo or one of those where you can, like, if you're interested in just that extended reading, then you can just purchase that one extended. I mean, it's $2.99 to be a member monthly at the lowest level for membership, and then you would get all extended readings. But if you're just not interested in all the other stuff, but you would be interested in like extendeds for certain readings, and you would want me to make those available, just let me know. I don't feel like anybody, this channel is all for you guys. So, and Cancerians with all channels, I know Gemma talks about this a lot, tend to be the first ones saddling up for those Cancer readings and supporting the channel, quite frankly. So if you all want me to do that, then you let me know in the comments. I want to make it however it's best for you guys. I love you, know you love you. Bye.